Welcome to Lee and Liger Sports Talk. I'm John Lee.
I'm Tyler Liger.
And this week we have a great show filled with a bunch of NFL news and WT news. Tyler, but first, what's going on with Oscar Pistorius?
Oscar Pistorius was granted bail this morning. He believed that he shot his girlfriend accidentally. He was thinking she was a burglar. The verdict's still out on that. So the hearing's still bound to be determined, but the judge decided that he's not going to take off and go globetrotting, and they're going to chase him around. So they granted him bail. They're not going to keep him in jail, but the hearing's still kind of going to be in the future. It's still going to be a big news story going ahead. But other than that, well, on good news anyways, there's some big news surrounding the NFL. What's going on with Michael Turner and the Atlanta Falcons?
Looks like Michael Turner, who spent the last 4 seasons with the Atlanta Falcons, actually 5 seasons, excuse me, he's going to be released. Last season he only had 800 yards, but he did have 10 touchdowns. So he's still, I think, in my opinion, he's a great ground and pound, up the middle, end zone running back, kind of like a Marion Barber was at the tail end of his career. But the Falcons are looking to go with Jacquizz Rodgers, who had 502 touches last season, whereas Michael Turner also had 503. So both running backs, they're doing running back by committee, but it looks like they're going just straight with Jacquizz Rodgers. What about Nnamdi Asomugha with the Eagles? What's going on?
Oh man, compared to the $60 million contract a few years ago that had basically everybody in the Eagles organization saying that they're going to become the all-star team and they're going to go win the Super Bowl, that kind of fell flat on its face. So what the Eagles are doing is they're going to restructure a deal with Asomugha. They're going to restructure a deal with him if he's not going to go with the flow, which is it's going to be a dramatic pay cut. He's going to be released. The thing with big contracts, I mean, this is a little my opinion being thrown in here. I mean, the thing with big contracts is you're sitting pretty. You don't have to work as hard. Mm-hmm. So the Chris Johnson effect, yeah, where you have to hold out for so many odd weeks and they sign you a deal, then you don't perform as well as you have to. Nnamdi has to put up or shut up. I mean, especially if he signs this new deal where he has to work harder. Because evidently now everybody's aware. I mean, I don't know if anybody was aware in Oakland because the Raiders have been losing for so long that it probably put pressure on him that he was actually on a winning organization. That pressure's on. It's going to lead to bigger expectations, and unfortunately he didn't live up to them. So, and then they also have Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie also on the list. So they still have to work out a deal with him. So it's either him or Rodgers-Cromartie, or it's it'll be either or. That's the thing. Chip Kelly's one of those guys. He's very no nonsense. So be sure to keep an eye on that.
Who knows, they might chase after one in free agency because that secondary was atrocious last year.
Oh, it was bad.
So
they got burned pretty bad. But then again, there's off-season changes for the NFL. I'm kind of groaning about it. I think you're groaning about it too. Tell us what's going on. What's the NFL pushing?
Roger Goodell is talking about pushing a whole bunch of the events that happens in the off-season back basically a month. It still has to be signed by the NFLPA, and it probably, if it was me, I think it wouldn't take place until either 2014, maybe 2015. But the NFL offseason push, they're wanting to push the Combine to March, which is actually happening this weekend, so that'd be another push. They want to also push free agency to start in April, early April, so that's a whole another month. And then they want to push the draft instead of late April to early May. And I don't like that, Tyler, because that's too much moving. I kind of look forward to right after the Super Bowl. All right, we got Combine in a couple weeks, so yeah, it's time to start looking at those rookies. And right after the Combine, we have free agency. So it's like from February until May, we are set with off-season football. It's really May, June, July that as football fans we're like, God, man, I can't deal with this weight.
nowadays there's no such thing as the off season.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what, NFL people like John and myself, and there's many of you included. I mean, we love that. We right after the Super Bowl, we got to talk about the combine, and then we got to talk about the draft and all those wonderful things. And I think just the NFL is just starting to push things further and further back, and I think it's going to be one of those decisions that's going to have a little bit of a backlash, especially since it's coming out now, and people are going to be like, really? What?
Yeah, especially. But, Tyler, speaking of the combine, like we've talked about numerous days, what's going on this weekend? Who should we watch out for?
There's one individual we need to keep an eye out for, and that's Monte Teo, especially with the invisible girlfriend. He said that he was duped. You got to be really gullible to be duped. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. So, but other than that, it's all about a quarterback battle, pretty much. Who's gonna emerge? Is it gonna be Geno Smith? Is it gonna be Matt Barkley, who at one time was gonna be regarded as the first pick of this year's draft? Who's gonna step up? I mean, you have like Tyler Wilson from Arkansas. You have Nassib from Syracuse. You have Tyler Bray from. There's a lot of Tylers out there besides Tyler Liger. From Tennessee, and even this is a shout out to my buddy in Iowa. Steele Jantz is going to be at the combine, and then James Vandenberg from Iowa is actually going to be at the combine. I mean, I don't think they're going to make much of an impact, but we kind of have like an in-joke about Steele Jantz. I'll have to tell you one of these times. But those are going to be the two biggest things to look out for. I believe it's on the NFL Network, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so no, it's on the NFL Network, so if you do have it, do tune in. I'm sure plenty of websites are going to do some updates as we go along. But I'm going to drift away from the NFL. John, what's going on with the NBA? Who's streaking? Who's not doing so hot? Who's doing good?
Well, the Heat have won their 9th straight game. They are now 5.5 games over the Knicks, and in their win last night, they got LeBron scored 26 points to win. And the Spurs are way ahead in their division. They actually have a better record than the Heat do right now, but they won their 5th straight over the Clippers last night, and Tony Parker in that matchup had 31 points. So, I mean, you gotta watch out for the Spurs. It looks like they are one to get one more ring for Tim Duncan before he leaves on it. Obviously, the Lakers and the Mavericks play this weekend. Battle of the disappointments, really. You have
Matt's not going to be too happy about that.
No, because the Lakers won a couple days ago, or the Lakers won a couple days ago for Jerry Buss, so maybe they can turn the ship around. But other than that, now on the same note of basketball, what's going on with WT basketball, Tyler?
Well, the ladies won against Incarnate Word, which they really needed. The men, not so much. The men are actually, while they started off the season pretty strong, they're really faltering as of late. They need some big wins, especially this weekend against Texas A&M Kingsville. It's at the First United Bank Center. Please come out, support the guys. They really need you right now. The big thing is they needed to really turn it around so they can get a better seeding in the Lone Star Conference tournament coming up in Allen. The ladies, they're doing pretty good. They started off kind of sluggish. Now they're really starting to ramp it up. You got to give plenty of credit to Coach Gerlich for that. And also, Griffin has been a really valuable asset ever since Lacey Logan went down. But other than that, other than the up and down affairs with basketball, John, how's the baseball and the softball teams doing? They're doing pretty good, aren't they?
Baseball and softball are doing really good. The men, they are 8-2, and the ladies are 10-1. So, and they both have a series of 3 games this weekend against Oklahoma people. So our kind neighbors over there in Oklahoma, we have Central Oklahoma and Christian Oklahoma playing against this weekend. And what about Lady Power going on this weekend?
Lady Power, Lady Empowerment Week. Before we roll out, you got to look for it on YouTube. There is a cheerleader doing literally a flip from half court and sinking it. You have to look it up. It's amazing. It's on ESPN, so look that up. There is also Danica Patrick winning the pole. There's also a woman trying out for a regional NFL combine. So, and she's a kicker. So to all you lady women's soccer players out there, lady women's soccer, to all you women that play soccer out there, hey, if you can kick a soccer ball, you can definitely kick a football too. So that's, hey, another job opportunity. John, what to watch for this weekend?
Well, we have the Daytona 500, the kickoff of the NASCAR season for all you NASCAR fans out there like myself. We have Michigan State and Ohio State at 3 o'clock on Sunday. And then be sure to just flip over to the Combine. The Combine is something that's pretty boring to watch because it's just guys in shorts working out pretty much, trying to do their best to impress a NFL team. But every now and then, like RG3 and Andrew Luck were really good last year. But after that, we're out. So stay classy. This is the Lee and Liger Sports Show. I'm John Lee.
I'm Tyler Liger.